Good morning, traders, and God bless. I am Ricky Gaspard, your host for this pre-market session. Each morning, we watch this volume spike column in these scans to find any stocks that may be spiking or have any activity. Once we see a volume spike, we click on it, we come over and we check the current bar volume to make sure that we have enough volume to get in and get out safely. It's not a specific number. We just want to see a good volume flow here. We want to see a battle going on between the buyers and the sellers. Once we confirm the volume, we want to come down to Dominator Master and make sure these green bars, which are buyers, are breaking above this average yellow volume line. That tells us there's more activity than normal happening within the stock. We also want to confirm that the My Blessing indicator is moving upwards in green. This is also buyers and sellers in this indicator. This morning, you'll notice I've added the percent buys and sells to the current candles. It's not going to track a history. It's only going to let you know what's happening within this candle. If you're a premium member, you can get this over in announcements. I think it's going to be very helpful to those who want to hang on longer. You can actually watch the percentage of buyers as it's rising. 80% seems to be the magic number here. Anything above 80% is going to move the candle up and down. So it's good to hang on to it until you start seeing it drop down below 80%, or you may want to bail out sooner than that. If you are a new investor, I highly suggest you trade on paper. Write down your entry, your exit, and your results. And once you become profitable on paper, then start with real money, but trade small share size, anywhere between 1 and 10 shares. And if you are profitable on paper, the only thing you need to do to increase your profit is increase your share size. Also, I am not a financial advisor. Make sure you reach out to the proper authorities before you use any of my indicators or take any of my advice. I build indicators and teach you how to use them. I try to give you all the information necessary for you to make a decent trade. But I am not a licensed professional, so make sure you reach out to the proper authorities because you could lose some or all of your money if you don't know what you're doing. Also, in your active trader, make sure your TIF is changed to EXT. That stands for extended hours. And we have about a minute and a half to go before, 30 seconds. I didn't talk my way through it. 30 seconds for the market opens. Be very careful at the open. Some of these stocks will spike up and all of a sudden pull down suddenly. So be aware of that. Got to have quick fingers to make a quick profit because we are scalping and we don't stay in these trades very long. So use caution. Pushing up now. Let's see what it's going to do. Watching these dominator bars, watching the percentage right here in the candle, the percentage of buyers. It's kind of weak, still below 80%. So what I've done here is it used to be down here. I do still have it up here on the percentage. I brought it over so you didn't have to take your eyes off the candle is all that I have done. I think it should help out. Looks like we're getting a little weak there. Back up over 80%. We are running into resistance up here on this red line. Looks like we have a lot of green, but nothing actually moving. I think the orders are just processing, but no continuations yet. Green buyer bar coming in, pushing up the high to 764. TSLL is rising. We can go over and watch it. Not very quickly, though. Still going up a bit. Good job, FSTL. I think it's very helpful to have that percentage right here in the candle. Keep an eye on the buyers and the sellers. You are very welcome. Anytime you have to move your eyes away from here to go look at something else, you could lose or gain a little bit. My fear is that you lose a little. So I think moving it right here where we don't have to look any further helps out a lot. It's been here all along. I just moved it to here. Welcome all new members this morning. I know quite a few of you joined us over the weekend. I'm sure you'll find a very happy place here. We all try to help each other. So welcome home. So if you're just popping into the live stream as a premium member, you can check announcements for this setup this morning. Watching for volume spikes for anything else that might be moving. Do you have a scan not working this morning? I think it's on the ThinkorSwim side. The extended hours, I rely on this scan all day long, so they need to get it together. Actually, it's just pre-market and after hours, I believe. It does, FSTL. You have to turn off the arrows, though, or else you're going to have an arrow. I don't know if it'll work with the arrow. I just turn them off. Like if I'm going to use it with a different indicator that has arrows, you actually don't need anything up here. If you ask me, just put the label on it in a blank chart. You need to learn that way anyway. Watch the volume and the price action. This will help you watch price action, probably teach you a thing or two about candles and when the buyers are coming in or when the sellers are coming in. I can move it over to 5 minutes right now. You'll see that it still works just as good. It's going to not be so jumpy on 5 minutes. You may want to even consider trading on a 5-minute chart. Numbers not so jumpy, bouncing back and forth. And good morning, YouTubers. I did not forget about you. Just been a busy morning, so thank you for joining us. Good job, Fumagoo. That's not possible, Charlie. I did see something on it about making the label bigger or larger, but I haven't kind of messed with it. I think they just added that code last week, maybe. I haven't explored it yet to see what its function is. I think it just makes the whole green part or red part wider is what it does. I don't think it actually raises the number size, the font size. But the point is, don't click follow me, put it on your computer and use it. That's how you trade. Works a whole lot better if we have volume. Right now, we don't have anything. A little bit of up and down. That's about it so far. You will see the benefits when the buyers come in and this volume is flying and this number is keeping you in the stock as long as it's above 80%. Pushing up a little higher now, TSLL. Tesla's still pushing up here. Need something to really break out this morning, at least another one. Can't find anything with volume this morning. It's all very low. BTOG. It has to really be flowing. And it's flowing, but it seems to be just consolidating at the moment, or squeezing, whichever word you want to use. Been running pretty flat. I wouldn't call this a play for profit. Acon had a small run up back here, and it's doing the same thing. They're taking profits slowly, hoping it goes up again so they can attack it. But it's slowly dropping off. They're pulling out slowly. I think the RSI code was shared in the live stream one day. Let me see if I have the link to it. I did find it. You are welcome, Tam. If you move this to the top of the list, I probably should do that as well. It'll come over here to the end and it won't be pushing over on you. I must have it in one of the other indicators. I have to mess with it later. Well, where are the spikers this morning? We're not seeing very much activity in the market. SPY is not doing much of anything either, kind of running flat. Let's see if it's in profits layer. I'll move it up to the top and see if it shifts it over. It did not. Nothing seems to be moving it. Starting to look like Acon is done for the morning so far. may bounce off of this support level. If we do bounce off of here, we'll probably go back to the yellow bar. Robert, I was able to get a hold of the code for the ThinkorSwim volume profile. I got rid of all the noise they had into it, cleaned it up, only left the lines because that's truly all you really need in that indicator. So custom as far as me tearing into it and cleaning it up, but not custom as far as me designing it. You are welcome, Darth. You can see the buyers trying to raise the price here, but we don't have enough volume to really get it to go. We need this volume to look like a war zone, really flying, high flow. TRNR spiking up. Saw it about the same time you posted it, but thank you anyways. Let's see if it'll spike up here. Watching that label here for buyers, not sellers. A lot of sellers up there above 340. Buyers trying to push it up now. Let's see if they can accomplish that. Looks like we have just as many sellers as we do buyers. Pulling back down to the POC, which is the point of control, which is the yellow line. Buyers trying to push it higher, but a lot of resistance up there. Lots of sellers sitting above that 340 area. Hopefully we can push through them. Every time we push up, they push down. Ronnie, if you look over in announcements, I set out an announcement this morning of this setup. Still can't keep the price up here. Lots of profit takers in this area. Going to be a rough ride to get any higher. You got it, Amadeus. You can keep focused on the candle instead of looking around. You are welcome. I'm trying to make it easy for everyone. I will always try to make it easy for you. The more you understand, the easier it is to protect your profit or make a profit. So if I can put buyer and seller percentages right here, should help you out a little bit. Might even help you out a lot. Charlie, the higher the time frame you use, the longer you can hang on to these trades. And this label really helps up there on the 5 and 15-minute range. I'm hoping we get a big run this morning. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm going to hit it hard if we do. One trade and done. One and done. I don't care about 10 cents or a nickel. I want 50 cents or a dollar. I'm greedy. Not much happening on BTOG. Me too, OG, but we don't have one of those either. Go. You can overlay any of these indicators. So yes, you can put it on there with anything you prefer. This red line is pretty much where the high is on the stock. So if the price runs up to this red line, it can create a new high and push the line higher. It can also push this green line lower. It will never exceed the red line because it's always going to mark the high. So it'll push it up or push this one down. Looks like Acon may be catching a second run here. Watching the buyer percentages. Needs to stay above 80%. You do not need to change anything on a 5-minute chart. The only thing you really need to change if you're going to change your chart time frame is the scan that you're monitoring. Other than a few of these scans, like you don't want to change Momo and you don't want to change Magic Scan. But on pre-market scans, extended hours, Elon rockets, those kind of scans, you also need to match your time frame to your chart time frame on the scan. All of the scans that are set to 1 minute. So if you're going to monitor a 5-minute chart, change your scan also to 5-minute. But any of my scans that have 3 minutes or 5 minutes or something like that on it, may want to consult with me before you change it. Some of these scans, I'm using that time frame as part of the formula in the scan. I'm still talking. Are you guys wondering why I'm silent? I'm looking for a trade. I'm monitoring 13 scans this morning. Well, if you can hear my heart beating, you can tell me when I'm in trouble. Maybe I spent too much money on a microphone. I can try to filter it down later. Right now, I just need a play to happen. Not a whole bunch of activity in the market. CLSK looks about like the rest of them, no volume. Kind of hard to predict anything that they're not buying or selling. Chris, I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on YouTube, only for an hour though. It ends in about a minute and a half or a minute. But on the premium member side, I'm here 3.5 to 4 hours every morning, 5 days a week. Down to the last minute on YouTube. I appreciate each and every one of you joining me on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Make sure you're here before 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm watching TRNR push up here as I start talking. That's usually how it happens. But anyhow, join us on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I try to get you a stock play in. Sometimes I let it run a little bit longer so that happens. This morning, kind of weak. No sense in hanging in there any longer for YouTube. If you're interested in joining us as a premium member, like I said, you get me 4 hours a morning. You get Milo a few times a week, probably once a day. He's been getting pretty regular. He offers you a lot of information if you have trouble setting up or just have questions in general. He's very good at it. Also, you get over 30 plus indicators, over 60 plus different types of scans. I'm sure I've got one that fits almost everybody's needs. So come and join us as a premium member. And soon we'll be moving over to the website volumespikes.com. I am getting everybody off the Discord. I do not like the platform whatsoever. If we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. So we'll be moving over to volumespikes.com. But anyhow, thank you for joining me this morning. I will be back on Wednesday morning, be here before 6 a.m. As always, have a very blessed trading day, and I'll see you on Wednesday.